My name is Cecilia Yiu, and I'm the founder of Discover Talking Pen. I have a background in strategy consulting and market research. And the reason why I started this company is because of my experience in business helped me realize that all these top echelons and, Fortune 500 companies or all these SVPs of all these amazing companies, they all have one thing in common. Is that they are very curious about the world, and they are very good at innovating. So when I think about innovation, a lot of times we think of people creating something out of thin air. But what I realize from these people is that they are able to connect unique attributes or characteristics across fields or subjects. So for example, think of Amazon. They connect technology and retail. So I kept thinking, for my own children, how do I inspire that kind of creativity and innovation in them? And that is why I created Discover Talking Pen. The talking pen itself is a means to an end. The content is where the gold is. The content inspired children to look at something so ordinary like a cup of water or a balloon or other things that they like toys. And it inspired them to ask more questions. How do I think outside the box? When they look at a cup of water, we ask them the question, well, you drink with your mouth. What about animals that do not have a cup? How do they drink water? And when water disappears into your body, what does it do? So we want to inspire these children to start asking questions about their world, and in turn have joy. Discovery and innovation is all about joy. So my mission is to help children to be innovative and to enjoy discovery as they're doing it. All right. Discover Talking Pen has the mission to help children to enjoy discovery. So what I mean by that is that when I worked as a strategy consultant before, I realized that all these top innovators, they have something in common. They don't just innovate out of thin air. They connect different fields together. And so I want to help children build that ability by showing them something that they really enjoy, things that they see on a daily basis, like water, balloons, toys, and inspire them to ask a lot of questions outside the box. So if they see a cup of water, where does that water go after it disappears in your mouth? If you drink with a cup, animals don't have a cup, how do they drink water? So I want to inspire them to start asking questions and develop that ability so that when they grow up, they will have this as a skill set that, they will be able to innovate and that they will have enjoyment in making discovery. The company started about 3 years ago, but I took a year before that to really formulate the idea. So I created the company for my own daughters. I have 2 girls, 6-year-old and 3-year-old, Bree and Giselle. They're so lovely. They brighten our days every single day. And I started to realize how smart they are at a very young age. They were asking questions that I honestly don't know how to answer. And it was at that point that I decided to create a company where I can bridge their reading capability to their intellectual level. So what I mean by that is that one thing I observed when I was, being with them is that they are fully capable of understanding something as complex as why is the moon shining at night without creating their own light? Bree was 3 when she asked me that question, and she could understand my answer. And I realized their reading capability is limiting her to find answers. Either she can read on her own, or it's completely dependent on how much time I have to answer every single question. And so I had the idea of starting a company where they are empowered to find answers with the help of a talking pen, so they can find answers without, staring at a screen all the time or be constrained to, the parents' availability. So that started about 4 years ago. The target age group is really wide because the content itself could be for anywhere from 5 to 12. We plan the content sort of in sequence so that they can grow with the child. But because of the talking component, there's a pen that goes with it. Children as young as 2, like my own daughter and my co-founder's daughters, they actually start using the pen when they're 2 because the pen will read all the text in the book, 1,000 audio hotspots. They can hear the characters talk, and they can hear the elephant, doing a little dance. And so there's a lot to the pen, and that's why the age can range from 2 to almost 12. So it's yes and no question. So it can work with our book for sure. And we also have these recording stickers that they can put on any books. So for example, one thing we see is that parents would take these recording stickers on photo albums. So for example, with a photo of Grandpa and Bree, and they can put a sticker on it, and Grandpa can tell them the story of what happened in that photo. You can also put the stickers in on like Dr. Seuss, right, with you reading it before you go on a business trip. So you can turn a lot of other books into a talking book, but you cannot just read any book on the planet because there's invisible code printed on our, our stickers and our books that the pen will read. That's how it works. Yes, there are some really fun stories my users are telling me. I love hearing from them. One thing I'm hearing is that bilingual parents are using the stickers to record furniture names in a different language. So for example, I will, the whiteboard, I'll put a sticker on the whiteboard and, use Spanish or Chinese or some of the other language. And so the child will be literally taking the pen around the home and just finding everything they can find. It becomes a scavenger hunt for them. That was the cutest thing I've heard. The other one, the photo album one was pretty awesome too. I'm trying to think. There is one, this is not a unique use, but it's a story that means a lot to me. There is a father that's a police officer. He said he leaves a message for his little girl every day before he starts his day because he doesn't know what's going to happen every day. It breaks my heart to just say it out loud. But to me, it's a very touching story because I think technology should be bridging people rather than separating people. And that's why we have technology in a format where the child is not going to be only focused on screens. They will actually notice the world around them. So we have a lot of requests to create a different language version. We have requests to create a younger version. So breaking up the books into maybe like one of our water book will become 4 smaller ones, and with the ideas bringing it down to like 3 to 6 year old kind of level. Yeah, there. And then we have talked about having biography stories. So children are not just, it's great that they know fairy tales and whatnot, but I think it's important for them to know great things that, real life heroes have done and inspiring them that way. So you can purchase our products either there are different ways. You can purchase it individually, so you can just pick and choose whichever book you want and then get the talking pen as you see fit. There are people that just buy the talking pen and the recording stickers because their kids are older and they only want it for other purposes. Or there are those that have special needs children and they need a lot more stickers than others. And then for the books, you can buy them as sets. So we have 3 book sets, 6 book sets, and those are obviously cheaper if you buy them in sets. And then there's also a monthly subscription model. If you don't want to pay up front, with the whole set, then you can just do a very low monthly price, and then you will get 1 book delivered to your door every month. Personally, I like that idea very much because what I see is that children they get the book, they're very excited, right? They are really deep into it. And then the excitement dies off throughout the month. But when the second month comes and they receive the book again, it's like, oh, it's another present again. Like it's something new. And so there's that spark in them again. So I can see the reason why people like both options.